Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to educate about the difference between show budgies and the normal budgies. Okay, before going into the further details, let me clarify something to you. What we call and see as lovebirds in the pet shops are not the real lovebirds. They are called as the budgerigars. Yes, but many people in India, we all term it as lovebirds. No, the real lovebirds is actually from Africa and it's called the African masked bird or the African lovebird. Only that is the lovebird and not these kinds. These are known as budgerigars. And in today's video, I am going to tell you something about the show budgerigars. Because many people just don't know the difference between a normal budgie and a show budgie. Okay, before going into the show budgies, let me give you some information on the normal budgies. The normal budgies are basically from Australia, and in the wild they are found only in one color, that's a mix of green and yellow. That's their base color. But due to the pet shops demand, they started to do some color mutations in them and brought about the blues and the cinnamons and the grey and ash and all those kind of shades, and that is how you see multicolors in the normal budgies in today's world. So following this mutation happened this show budgie culture, wherein in England in the 19th century they did some selective breeding wherein they picked the largest male and the largest female and mated them and picked up the biggest chicks among them, and they started to do some genetic modification in them, and thus the show budgies were developed. But is this name the first name of the show budgies? No. Since these were developed in England, they were basically known as the English budgerigars. English budgies was what it was termed as. And then later on, the people who were basically the hobbyists of growing and breeding these show budgies, they started to do some exhibitions, and after that they wanted to show their birds to prove their quality, and thus these show birds derived the name show budgies in them. Okay, now let me tell you about the difference between a show budgie and the normal budgie. The normal budgie's body length, that is from the head to tail, it will be around 7 to 7.5 inches, whereas the show budgies will have a body length from head to tail around 10 inches. Okay, what do they exactly do in a show budgies exhibition? They evaluate and judge the bird based on its size, the body length from the head to toe, and the head size, and the feather condition, and mainly the unique quality is the dollar marking. In this bird, you can clearly see the dollar marking that is below the beak. That is the blue and the black patches. That is like a marking, and that is known as the dollar marking in a show budgie. They mainly see this also in the shows before they evaluate a bird. Okay, let me tell you about the more differences between a normal budgie and a show budgie. If you compare about the noise quality, it is like the normal budgies are more noisy, they make a lot of noise, but comparatively the show budgies are like very quiet and docile in nature. And one more thing about the show budgies are that they really don't fly much in the cage, and rather they walk on the cage floors. So that is what they actually do because of their body weight. Whereas the normal budgies fly a lot inside its cage. So that is one of the difference. And one more thing about the show budgie is that when you really catch a show budgie with your hands, bare hands, the male will never tend to bite you, whereas a female will really bite you. But in a normal budgie, both the male and the female tend to bite you when they catch them. Okay, one more important thing about the show budgies is that they will have a lot of feathers around their vent. So what we have to do in a female especially is that during the mating time and also during the breeding season, what we have to do is we have to catch the bird manually and trim the feathers around its vent so that it can easily mate and also it can lay eggs easily without any complication. Okay, in this video you are seeing a female show budgie and a normal male budgie. You can see the size difference. The size of the female show budgie is more than the size of a normal adult budgie male. So that is the size difference between the show budgie and the normal budgie. Okay, talking about the cage size for a show budgies, it is not advisable to keep them in the cage of a normal budgie because these birds are almost in equal size as a cocktail. And so I would really recommend you to have them in a cocktail cage. For example, I'm having a cocktail cage in here where it is about 2.5 feet in length and 1.5 feet in height and 1.5 feet in its width. And one more thing about the nest box also, you should not keep the normal pots or the normal nest box which you usually keep for a normal budgie because of its tail length and the body length. For example, I've kept a cocktail nest box here and this is around 12 into 12 inches and this is what is recommended, I would say. And if you ask about the food pattern for a show budgie, I would tell you that you can give imported pellets which is available in the pet shops and also the egg foods which are once again available in the pet shops. Apart from that, you can give the regular corns, American corns and veggies, fruits, millets and a few selective grains or the mixed grains, etc. for the show budgies as a diet plan. But please take this into your point and please share this with all your pet friends. Never ever give the avocado fruit to any bird or a dog or any animal because the avocado fruit is really poisonous for pets, especially your birds or any form of animals. So kindly educate this to your friends and you can also browse about that in Google and never ever give avocado fruit. And apart from these regular feedings, you may also keep mineral blocks and the calcium supplements and also multivitamin supplements. And for better results, always place your cage in an area where there is some partial sunlight which can pass through so that it gets some real good vitamin D. And talking about the laying egg capacity for a show budgie and a normal budgie, the normal budgies lay between 4 to 6 eggs and sometimes even 7 eggs. But whereas a show budgie will lay only between 3 to 5 eggs at the maximum. Talking about the lifespan for a show budgie is really lesser than the normal budgie because of its genetic modifications done manually. And so the normal budgie has a lifespan of about 15 to 20 years at the maximum, and for the show budgie it is just between 8 to 12 years. And if you ask about the pricing for a show budgie, it is really a bit expensive because there are not much breeders for show budgies. There are very limited selective breeders, and that is the reason why the price for a show budgie is really a bit high and compared to a normal budgie. So the price is between 12,000 and it goes up to 1 lakh also. But if you want to go for a chick, like which is aged about 2 months or 3 months, then that will cost you between 8,000 to 12,000 for a chick pair. But for a normal budgie, it is just going to cost you between 250 to 300 rupees or 350 rupees at the maximum. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and share this video with all your pet lover friends, and also subscribe my channel if you haven't subscribed my channel, because I am planning to do a lot more pet oriented videos. And stay tuned and keep following my channel, and thank you so much for watching this video.